All right, good day, hi, and welcome. So I think I'm at part 6 or 7. It was going to be a short 10-minute video. How did that happen? It was just a series of videos. But, you asked and I delivered. You wanted me to pick on the gals this time because I picked on the MGTOW the last time, so I'm going to pick on the gals this time. I love slinging mud just about everywhere. But now we're entered into the third wave feminist craze right now, which is women melting down. So we'll say around 2005, the beginning stages of third wave feminism start taking hold. We'll fast forward, we won't do the play-by-play here. We'll fast forward to about 2014. Big Red. You already know who I'm talking about if you're old enough. You know that feminist. Her there, the prototype Karen, the absolute bloodline of Lilith, right there, Big Red. First wave, second wave, and now third wave feminist. And we laughed at Big Red because of what she was demanding and stuff like that. We laughed at her because she was ridiculous. Women laughed at her. Men laughed at her. The internet had a field day with Big Red. You remember Big Red? Yeah, she was a piece of work, wasn't she? What a horrible, disgusting human being. What a horrible person to advocate on behalf of women. We didn't even take it serious. We thought, no, this is over the top. This woman is nuts. And then they all took power. Fast forward 2024, we are completely overrun by now fourth wave feminists. I don't even have to go through the third wave feminist thing. We know what it was. It was the screeching blue-hairs demanding all this equality, and they basically, at that point, the cult of Lilith, starting off with the suffragettes, the cult of Lilith has managed its way to the actual biblical description of Lilith in the third wave feminist. They're becoming lesbians in large numbers. They hate children. Child-free turns into my right, my choice to the only issue. I have to be able to execute my baby at any stage, even 2 years after they're born. Like, there are women out there. Even Gloria Steinem is kind of throwing a bit of the brakes on some of the, and she was extremely radical at her time. She was the man-hating feminist. There's hardly another one that's really prominent. They're still alive, but they were promoting the worst stuff, right? But now even they're like, whoa, this is getting scary. Like, they were the architects of the third wave feminists. You know what I mean? Well, they were part of the architecture of getting to the third wave. The suffragettes just are the actual beginning of it, right? So you can see how it works out its face. So we get to this. We now have HR departments everywhere full of these blue-haired feminists, and it's extended into the abyss of the woke, which is just too big to sum up in one thing. It's LGBTQ, XYZ, everything there. Free Palestine, Black Lives Matter. We see all these things at the Pussy March, the Pussy Hat March. You go, girl, Harris. We're there, right? We are there. But what is fourth wave feminist? Well, the third wave feminist is the epitome of nihilism, right? What comes after that? Death. Death. That's what comes after that. Okay, but out of the ashes, something beautiful can arise. So all these women that are in death mode, they are in death mode. They want everybody around them to die. They want to die themselves. They don't even realize it. They advocate for everything that will terminate their life cycle early. They want daddy government taking care of them. They want all men to just suffer. They don't want us to die. They want us to suffer because Lilith wanted men and women and children to suffer, particularly children. What does the fourth wave feminist hate the most? Children. Same as Satan. And then we have guys out there not understanding that they're not dealing with hypergamy. You're dealing with a cult that has a spectrum. So you might see a woman that looks like a normal woman, right? But you have to listen to her vocabulary to hear the buzzwords to see where she is politically. How brainwashed is she? Now, there's a silver lining in all this. And the silver lining is that it's not going to go on forever. Much longer? Yes, much longer, but not forever. These women are at the end of their survival cycle in fourth wave feminists. The suicide rates show this. These women will advocate, like these are the type of women that will be using, and you already see it. These extremely antinatalist left-wing women, they might not all be blue hairs, but you get the idea. But they are fourth wave feminists, and they are advocating for their own suicides through doctor-assisted suicide, stuff like that. You're already seeing it. You could say, just let them go. Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at this phase. At this phase, you can't save them. They are too far gone. When somebody is this ideologically subverted, St. Yuri Bezmenov talked about it. He goes, you can take the communist student to the gulag, show them exactly how bad it was, and they will still advocate for the communism because the brainwashing is so deep. Only when they get the butt rifle to the groin, not before, or the boot in the bottom, then and not before then will they understand communism is bad, and therefore they will be too late because they'll already be in the gulag. Quote, unquote. St. Yuri Bezmenov, as I call him. What a brilliant man. Boy, did he ever spell out a lot of stuff for us. When I understood it under subversion, ideological subversion, and understood what it was, and then you compile ideological subversion with problem, reaction, solution, Hegelian dialect, and team it up with the Saul Alinsky's rules for radicals, you will then understand what language they will use. You will understand how they're going to think, but you will also understand where they're going to end up. So my whole thing is, don't hang on to a drowning man. In this case, don't hang on to a drowning Lilith. You can't save these people at this point. It's sad. It's very sad because I don't think they're all evil. Brainwashed people are not necessarily evil. They're brainwashed. It makes them dangerous, and the fact that they've been elevated to power on purpose for this chaos. This is what has destroyed the West. But out of the ashes comes a new phoenix. And we are going to talk about the white pill out of this. So yes, women are in a very sad state right now. But it's time to talk about when the turnaround gets here. And it's starting.